What advice do you have for other families looking to renovate their home?
It's important when considering hiring someone to help renovate your home to find a company that you can trust, a company with good track record, a company who's able to provide you references that you can listen to. It's important to go through as many properties as you can to see examples of their work. Talk to the people who had worked with them previously. And it's important, if you have the opportunity, to meet not only Mike and his family, but also all the other professionals on the team. One advantage with the Garabedian company for me was that it was pretty much everyone under the roof working with him were available to talk with. You could trust all of them. That was so important to me. If I start squinting,
We'll get you some
sunglasses.
Let's start off with the introductions. If you can just give your name and that you love Garabedian so much and that you wouldn't renovate from anyone else.
Well, it goes without saying. My experience with the Garabedian family has been terrific. And my name is Jim Gulizia. I'm a resident in Colleyville. I've been here now for almost 2 decades.
How did you first meet Mike?
I'd considered building a home in Colleyville a number of years ago and did a fair amount of research and went through a number of homes, many homes, I don't know, 50 maybe. And the Garabedian team pretty much checked off everything I needed in my wish list of a home. And it was not just Mike's personality and his integrity as a human being, but he's a certified master builder. And it's clear when you go through any of the homes that have been built by the team, it's clear that each one, the attention to detail, the finish outs, just the quality of workmanship is wonderful. And when you talk to everyone on the team, it's just a sense of professionalism and integrity throughout. I was always impressed with that. And I could trust in everything that everyone on the team said. That's what really impressed me about them. I felt that I could work with them, really. And, we all have limited time. And when you're building a home, you dedicate so much to it. Not only your heart, your soul, your money, your time, personal relationships. It's a huge strain on any marriage. But the last thing you want is to have someone building a home that you're unable to trust. And that was really important to me. And that was really one of the biggest things to draw me to the Garabedian team.
Do you feel that trust is hard to come by?
Well, it shouldn't be. And there's nothing but experience in enhancing trust, in working with someone and trying to figure out whether you really can trust them. And it takes a certain amount of patience and that, but before I worked with them, I was given a number of references, people who built with them, people who had that experience. And so it wasn't just my experiences and my first impression of the group, but it was also the experience of all the other people who had worked with them previously and had nothing but positive feedback. That really helped trust. You have to be able to trust them because I'm not an expert in building. Mike is a certified master builder for a reason. There's a lot that goes into that. And just like any professional, you have to be able to trust that they have the expertise to do what they're doing. Mike's got 35 plus years of experience in this area. That garners a tremendous amount of trust. And going through the places that he's put together, it was easy to actually trust him that it was going to be done the right way. And all the conversations that I'd had previously with a number of people who'd built with him, it was really easy to trust him. I could sense that in all of his employees that I'd worked with, that they're all on the same page, all of them. It sounds like there's tremendous communication among the team, which is so important. Communication is the Achilles heel of any structure, any organization, homes, everything. Communication is so important. And that really, the tremendous communication that I'm sensing that you guys have luxury of having makes total sense.
So you renovated with us, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, why did you need to renovate?
Well, in 2021, we had a tremendous freeze disaster here, as everyone knows. Snowmageddon, I think it was called, or we had power outage for, I think, 24 hours or 48 hours here, and we had some tankless water heaters that were on the outside of the house that froze because the electricity was shut off. As a result, pipes broke and they flooded the entire master suite, which not only included the bathroom and master bedroom, but also the closet. And I don't know, about an inch or so of water was all over the floor, and the walls were obviously damaged, and all that had to be renovated. It all had to be repaired. So it was a tremendous big job. It took a few months to get it put together, but it was all done the right way. You know, the communication, the planning was all communicated up front. Everything was, there were no mysteries. One of the terrific advantages of working with Mike that I experienced, not knowing that I experienced this, was he was kind of an intermediate between me and the insurance company, and spoke on my behalf to the insurance company, put all of the estimates together, and communicated directly with the insurance company on this. So it was, from my standpoint, I'm a pretty busy guy, as everyone is. From my standpoint, it made it seamless, and that was absolutely key. And there was great communication with me throughout the entire project. I had the luxury of dealing with a very professional project manager. He did a great job communicating all the way. There were never any mysteries, and you know, they lined up the appropriate, very skilled craftsmen in here to do the various components of the work. It was done in a timely manner. It took a while, but you know, everything does. And we have a marble floor in the bathroom. There were a bunch of cabinets that were moved around in the bathroom, and this is part of the project. And the marble floor was originally okay, but there was a little bit of damage that occurred during the work. And so that was an add-on that I had to go back to the insurance company to see if we could remediate. And Mike says, I got this. And Mike entirely took care of that. Contacted the insurance company, took care of all that extra work for me, and that was a huge benefit. And to this day, I'm thankful for that. I was living in another home, a little larger than this one, and it became clear that I had a roof damage. Not only that, but the gutters, and it was a pretty complicated roof. It was, you know, high-pitched, terribly complicated structure. It was a big home. Not only asphalt shingles that had to be replaced, but there was also a couple copper roofs that had to be custom fit and replaced, etc. And so we had a few different teams involved, and it was all orchestrated by Mike and his team, and great communication again. They did it. It was seamless, and he worked directly with the insurance company again. And so from my standpoint, it was pretty much easy going, you know, and never any surprises with that. And it was total honesty, total integrity. They did a great job, great follow-up. Everything was done in a very professional way. It turns out that it is exactly the way it looked before the damage. And so there was a little improvement actually in the master closet, interestingly. We ended up with an island in it that's a little taller, which was even more convenient. And I think it was an accident, but it was a good accident. It turned out well. So we got a little more storage out of it. But no, otherwise, you know, everything was just done just the way we needed it.